Full morning to you, sport fans. Many thanks for joining us for Monday edition of Sports Today on ABS TV. This Monday, the 28th of August 2023 is the last time shot for the month of August. That's a Monday show in the month of August. My name is Ike Nwokedi. A whole lot went down in the world of sports at the weekend. What a story it is for the world of sports. I will tell you about beach soccer. Inauguration of Anambra State Beach Soccer Association Board was done in Nnewi. We'll talk about that on the show. Also on the show, we'll get to tell you about the Agwata Football Academy. Yes, Agwata Football Academy have concluded their summer camp. That will get us talking on the show. We'll probably tell you about Rangers International. Rangers International, they have a new GM in the person of Barrister Amobi. We'll tell you about how the preparation for Rangers for the new season. And then we'll tell you how Hopeland FC have emerged champions of Igwe Orizu under 20 Cup out there in Nnewi. And Swan, the president of Swan, Isaiah Benjamin, and his team were in Anambra State to see the pillar of sports and equally witness the finals of that Igwe Orizu under 20 Cup. And then we'll have the results of league matches played across Western Europe at the weekend. We'll talk about that on the sports show and lots more on the show. Well, let's begin with our first story. Our first story is about the Agwata Football Academy. Agwata Football Academy under 13 boys have concluded their thrilling and fun-filled 2023 summer camp with a visit to the 30,000 capacity Godswill at Babio International Stadium, Uyo, fondly known as the Nest of Champions Stadium. The Solution Boys of Agwata Football Academy had earlier arrived Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, on Thursday, the 24th of August 2023, for the 4-day summer camp laced with activities comprising of 2 friendly matches with 2 Uyo-based academies, camp expedition tours, and equally expositions. The summer camping, which is an initiative of the Transition Committee Chairman of Agwata Local Government Area and proprietor of the Academy, Dr. Chibeze of Fobike, had 20 players and 5 team officials are embarking on the camping program. In the first match, the Solution Boys of AFA defeated the Blessed Stars Academy of Uyo by 2-1 at the Uyo Township Stadium, and that was on Friday, while losing narrowly by 1-0 to Greater Tomorrow Academy in their second match, a keenly contested encounter played that was on Saturday morning at the same venue. As part of the program of activities for the 2023 summer camp, the boys toured the 30,000-seater Godswill at Babio International Stadium, fondly known as the Nest of Champions, a stadium modeled after the Allianz Arena in Germany. The AFA contingent were accompanied during the tour of the sports facility by the special advisor to the Akwa Ibom State Governor on Sports, Elder Paul Basti. As the Solution Boys had the privilege of having a full access to the facility, including seeing and feeling the presidential seats and lounges, the VIP areas, players changing and massage rooms, as well as at the training grounds. The boys also had a treat at Ibom Tropicana Mall, while there were visits to Ibom Plaza, Ibom Tropicana Entertainment Center, Ibom Connection, and the National Museum for Colonial History and Amalgamation House. The AFA under 13 boys concluded their 2023 summer camp with a beach experience at Ibeno Beach in Uyo. Ibeno Beach is one of the beaches on the Atlantic Ocean along the shorelines of Ibeno and the longest sand beach in West Africa, Kwa Ibo River Estuary. And that's about the Agwata Football Academy. Of course, they've concluded their 2023 their summer camping program for their players, players under 13 category, and what an experience it was for them, playing 2 friendly matches, winning 1, losing 1, and then having a tour of one of the most beautiful stadium in Nigeria and West Africa, talking about the Nest of Champions, the Godswill at Babio International Stadium. And we say kudos to the proprietor and the Transition Committee Chairman of Agwata Local Government, Honorable Dr. Chibeze Ofobike, for doing this for these boys, and what an experience it is for them, and it will remain indelible in their life, and the experience they will cherish for so many years to come. And Agwata Football Academy is waxing strong. That's why we'll talk about it on Sports Today on ABS TV. Now let's move away from that. Let's talk about beach soccer. Beach soccer in Nigeria. It used to be beach soccer in Nigeria, but right now beach soccer is now firmly situated in Anambra State. Let's tell you that Beach Soccer Association Board of Anambra State has been inaugurated. The board, which is led by Professor Victor Madubuko, and the chairman has Right Honorable Chukwudi Orizu as the association's vice chairman. Other members of the board are Honorable Eza Kuku Emmanuel Nswedo as the secretary, Kingsley Nwabo, who doubles as coach, and technical director Okudele Emmanuel as media officer, Preska Ogugwo as welfare officer, and Chukwuka Fidelis as assistant coach. Dr. Sunday Okai, seasoned instructor who administered the oath of office for the new board, charged the board members to put passion, focus, and commitment first in discharging their duties, as this will lead them to the hallmark. In an opening remark by Mr. Victor Kadiri, a representative of the Nigeria Beach Soccer League, he assured that the board of support from the national body, which will aid the development of beach soccer in Anambra and Nigeria in general. In his acceptance speech on behalf of the board, Professor Victor Mwadubuko believes that he has the best available hands, as board members are pointing out that with them he can achieve great things. That the scholar stated that the aim of the board is to bring a beach soccer development in Anambra State, especially in schools for both male and female categories. Nigeria Beach Soccer League, through Dr. Sunday Okai, held an extensive seminar on beach soccer for players, coaches, and referees, and the beach soccer expert drilled them on the basics of beach soccer and the benefits of playing the game. High point of the inauguration is the Saturday's exhibition match played at the Anglican Girls Secondary School, Nnewi, between two female teams, GP World AFA versus Overcomers AFA. And I can tell you that for the exhibition game, GP World AFA obliterated GP World Beach Soccer Club, I beg your pardon, obliterated Overcomers Beach Soccer Club by 6-1. So it was GP World BSC 6, Overcomers BSC 1. For the male category, Money Point Beach Soccer Club defeated Moonshine Residents Beach Soccer Club by 5-3, and that was how it went in the male category for the beach soccer in the aftermath of the inauguration of the board. Let's now show you some of the clips from Nnewi during the exhibition match in the aftermath of the unveiling of the beach soccer board of the Anambra State. We'll be right back.
Yes, once again, we'll say a big thank you to the organizers of this one, the Anambra State Beach Association, for a year-round job. It has not been easy, but they decided to take the bull by the horns. We're seeing the traditional handshake led by the board members. Honorable Chukwudi Orizu. Secretary General, the welfare officer, the media legend over the league, and of course, history has been made. And now we'll see the traditional report, the money points. The money points, they're putting on blue jerseys, white and blue sign. Even much better action. You know me and I know you. I am the man with the Jesus, Weezy Weasel, from 9149 and Brother Authority FM. And today's a big day, history making. first of his kind in Anambra State. I've got my own main colleague, P to the I to the O, PO, all the way from
Nnewi was on Saturday during the exhibition match I played at the Anglican Girls School in Nnewi as the Anambra Beach Soccer Board was inaugurated a football, the beach soccer match. I follow suit. As I told you, that Money Point Beach Soccer Club defeated Moonshine Resident Beach Soccer Club by 5-3 in the male category, while in the female category we had a GP World Beach Soccer Club of Nnewi obliterating Overcomers Beach Soccer Club by 6-1. That was how it ended. Well, in a related development, still talking about beach soccer, the chairman, Anambra State Football Association, Chief Chikelu Iloenyosi, fondly known as the General, has assured the relevant stakeholders that his administration is fully in support of the development of a beach soccer game in Anambra State. Iloenyosi made this known during the maiden inauguration of Anambra State Beach Soccer Association, an exhibition match held at the Anglican Girls Secondary School on Saturday, 26th of August 2023. The General, as is fondly called, expressed his delight at seeing private individuals keen into his vision of a rapid football development and activities in the state. I want to appreciate the board of the Anambra State Beach Soccer for having an aligning vision as mine in grassroots development. One thing we can assure ASBSA is our total support and commitment in making their lofty vision come true. We are happy to see the keen interest exhibited by Professor Victor Madubuko and his friends APSA. Should always count on us for support as we are ready to help. Chief Iloenyosi also charged the beach soccer players that we are at the seminar to make the best of the opportunity and become world stars in the nearest future. The ex-international also expressed that he desired to see Nigeria participate in CAF and FIFA beach tournaments, which the country has been missing for years. In his words of appreciation, the chairman, ASBSA, Professor Victor Madubuko, thanked the ANSFA boss for gracing the occasion out of his busy schedule. The scholar stated the willingness of the board to partner with Anambra FA towards taking a sports to and greater heights. That's the Chief Chikelu Iloenyosi, the chairman, Anambra State Football Association, giving support to beach soccer board being led by Professor Victor Madubuko. Let's move away from beach soccer right now. Let's go back to football. This time around, let's talk about the Flying Antelopes. Enugu Rangers International is a dawn of a new era for Enugu Rangers International, as Rangers International now have a new GM in the person of Amobi Ezako. Well, let's tell you that Barrister Amobi Ezako, the newly appointed general manager and CEO of Rangers International FC, has promised to run an open and transparent policy to help the club become a truly professional outfit with a view to taking the club to where it rightly belongs and regain its glorious past. The youthful club boss made the pledge in Enugu on Thursday when he rolled out the club's strategic plans for the period of 2023 to 2027 at an interactive media session with members of the Fourth Estate of the Reign, Ezako, while reeling out the plans that include making the club a truly professional institution, achieving true professionalism, and making the club the most admired and most followed sports institution in Africa. Expressed that the plans define the club's present and future achievable aims. The plans will be achieved through three standing, which the club calls Rangers Trinity of CSC. The first C stands for commercial development, the second, the S, stands for sporting excellence, and the last C stands for community social impact. The management has to think big globally and digitally in order to foster or strengthen what the club history and identity means to the people, said the UEFA and FIFA Master Certified football club manager. He further stated that the club lines of a strategy, the CSC brand positioning, prudent financial management, and sustainability. Under commercial development, we shall embark on a massive sponsorship drive and establish a commercial partnership internally and externally, announce a jersey sponsor, and make available club wear and merchandise for purchase, because we believe this strategic plan plan must be measurable and achievable, Honorable Barrister Ezeaku stated. The former team manager of the club has said, we have set a target to sell at least 20,000 replica jerseys each season, and under Sporting Excellence, we have the target to win one of either league or the Federation Cup. He said he noted that the management take off point is humility and leadership, as the club remains one of the historic sporting institutions in the country. The management wants to ensure professionalism in the way the club is being run by and larger because of its sporting results and its bond with members of supporters club and community. Under our strategic target for community and social impact, we are going to take our Rangers back to the people because the club belongs to them. Barrister Amobi Ezeaku stated of the new Rangers International. Barrister Amobi Ezeaku may interest you to know is now the new general manager and chief executive officer of Rangers International, and we'll say kudos to the GM and CEO of Rangers, Honorable Amobi Ezeaku, for this innovation. First of all, congratulating him for the appointment as the new GM and CEO of Rangers. Some weeks ago, I spoke with Honorable Lloyd Ekweremadu, who happens to be the new Honorable Commissioner for the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Sports in the state, and he said there will be a new vista. Of course, new things will happen at Rangers International come the 2023-2024 season, and Barrister Amobi Ezeaku has equally re-emphasized that again. So we'll be watching out for Rangers International. But remember that Rangers International this season will still be playing their home matches at the Oka City Stadium. So I'll be part of it. The league will be starting in the second week of September. I expect Rangers International to play at the Oka City Stadium once again. Away from that, let's talk about football again. Let's tell you that after giving a good account of themselves, Hopeland FC smiled to the bank with a sum of 500,000 naira after beating hard-fighting Rangers of Achina by 8-7 in the final of the Diamond Football Championship to honor the 60th anniversary on the throne of His Royal Highness Igwe Kenneth Orizu III, Igwe Newi. And the final match decided on Friday at the FC Fanyoba International Stadium. Locke smiled on Hopeland FC, who won the match 8-7 through spot kicks after the match ended 0-0 after regulation time. For their efforts, Rangers were presented with 300,000 naira, a trophy and medals. Dignitaries that witnessed the final match of the competition, sponsored by the Pillar of Sports in Nigeria Chief Donatus Ago Ejidike JP, included the sponsor HRH Igwe Kenneth Orizu, Igwe Newi, President of Sports Writers Association of Nigeria SWAN, Mr. Isaiah Kemje Benjamin JP, accompanied by other national executives such as the Secretary General Ikeno Okonkwo, Vice President South Azoka Raf Chiemeka, Vice President Southeast Frankie Omokua, and Financial Secretary Ijoma Peter Wante. Others spotted the Anambra State Football Association Chairman Chief Chike Loyi Lenyosi and former Super Eagles player Maureen Mado, alongside other football stakeholders such as Chief Chukwuma Oba. The competition was organized by the Pillar of Sports to mark the 60th anniversary on the throne of Igwe Newi. And moving on, let's tell you that the president of the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, fondly known as the SWAN, Mr. Isaiah Benjamin, has held the Pillar of Sports in Nigeria Chief Donatus Ago Ejidike for his commitment to sports development in the country. He expressed this when he led some executive of the committee to a meeting with the Pillar of Sports in Nnewi, Anambra State, and that was on Friday. Mr. Benjamin said that the Pillar of Sports has been magnanimous in supporting not just the association but sports in general. The SWAN president explained that the association has been committed to sports development and is happy to have a pillar of sports that understands the needs of sports development. Earlier in his remarks, Chief Ejidike congratulated Mr. Benjamin Benjamin for emerging Swan president at the Rivers Delegates Conference. He thanked the Swan delegation for honoring his invitation to attend the final of the Diamond Football Championship to honor the 60th anniversary on the throne of His Royal Highness Igwe Kenneth Orizu III Igwe Newi. He was also at the meeting with the Swan Secretary General and the former Secretary General of Abuja Swan, Iken Okonkwo, Financial Secretary Mrs. Ijoma Peter Wante, and Vice President South Azoka Raphael Chiemeka. All we are part of that pally with and the pillar of sports chief Agu Ejidike, and the Swan President with his team Isaiah Benjamin there, of course, eulogizing at the pillar of sports chief Ejidike for his immense contribution to sports development in Anambra State, Southeast, and Nigeria as a whole. Once again, we say welcome to his team, and I guess they had a fruitful time being in Anambra State. Moving away from that, now let's talk about Nigeria players outside the shores of the country. Players of African descent. West Ham United have agreed a deal to sign Ajax midfielder Mohamed Kudus for a fee believed to be in the region of 44.5 million euros plus add-ons. The 28-year-old has scored a hat-trick in Ajax Europa League playoff win over Ludo Gretz in Bulgaria, and that was on Thursday. The Hammers were represented at the game, with the Ghana international saying afterwards it might have been his last match for the Dutch side. Kudus is set to fly into London for his medical. He has been the subject of huge interest from Premier League clubs this summer, and Ajax have inserted a sell-on fee in the deal. Brighton and Hove Albion were understood to have reached an agreement with Ajax for Kudus earlier this month, but they were unable to finalize personal terms, and Kudus started his professional career at Danish side Nordsjælland in 2018 before joining Ajax Amsterdam, and that was in 2020, where he has scored 27 goals in 87 appearances, helping his side to two league titles. He has scored 11 goals in 30 Eredivisie appearances last season as Ajax finished third. For Ghana, Kudus has scored 7 goals in 24 games since making his debut in 2019, and started all 3 matches for his side at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, scoring twice in a 3-2 win over South Korea. Elsewhere, tennis will hold a professional event in Saudi Arabia for the first time after a 5-year deal was agreed for Jeddah to host the next Gen ATP finals. We hear this exploring new markets is central to growing the game. Bringing the next Gen ATP finals to Jeddah is our chance to inspire new fans in a region with a vast young population and unite audiences around tennis. And Britain's former world #1 Andy Murray has said that previously he would not compete there and had turned down offers of up to £1.5 million to play exhibition events in the Gulf states in recent years. However, in July, he said he had not ruled out playing in Saudi Arabia if ATP Tour events with ranking points are held there. He stated, and Spanish world #1 Alcaraz, 20 years of age, previously said he had no doubt that he would compete in Saudi Arabia at some point, and added the country has the power to hold plenty of tournaments, and host cities from multiple regions were considered in the bid process before Jeddah was selected. This will be the first official professional tennis event to take place in Saudi Arabia, which has hosted several lucrative exhibition matches already. The next gen finals, which have often try out new rules and innovations for the game, has been held in Milan since the first edition, and that was in 2017. The indoor hard-court event will now move to Jeddah in November and will offer a record of $2 million in prize money. We hear Saudi Arabia has also reportedly approached the women's tour about hosting an event which could potentially be the prestigious end of the season final. And Jeddah is also the host of Saudi Arabia's Formula One race, which first ran in 2021, while the country's public investment fund purchased a Premier League side side Newcastle United. In the same year, the PIF also merged with the PGA Tour earlier this year and took control of 4 Saudi Pro League football clubs, Al Ahly, Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, and Al Nas earlier this summer, as the country's lavish spending on household name players are ramped up, and it continues on and on. Now they want to bring it to tennis. Now ATP and WTA will be going to Saudi Arabia, Jeddah to be precise. They brought in Formula One, they brought in the PGA Tour in golf, and right now it is time for tennis to have its cut off and the Arab money. That's what's happening out there in Saudi Arabia. What a story has been out there, from football to tennis, basketball, golf, and right now tennis. It's about to enjoy its own fair share of publicity coming from the Far East. Moving away from that, let's talk about tennis. Andy Murray says that he has no further issues or setback as he looks forward to the US Open, which is expected to start today. The British former world number 1 at 36 years of age pulled out of an event in Toronto and Cincinnati because of the issue. Murray, ranked at 37th in the world, has been practicing fully at the Flushing Meadows this week with the final Grand Slam of the season expected to start today. Earlier this month, Murray withdrew from the Canadian Open before his last 16 meeting with eventual champion Yannick Sinner, a 3-time major champion. Then decided not to play the following week in Cincinnati. An initial assessment of the issue was inconclusive, but further scans when he arrived in New York, which were analyzed by Murray's radiologist, is in the UK confirmed he had a small tear, but this time around he will be fit for the final Grand Slam of the year in tennis, which is the US Open, and is expected to start today. We've had the Australian Open, we had the French Open, we probably have of course the British Open, and now it is time for the US Open. 4 Grand Slams in the year. Aside it, we have the ATPs and the WTAs. And in football, lastly, Tottenham Hotspur forward Nathan Tella has joined the Bundesliga side Bayer Leverkusen in a reported fee worth £20 million. The 24-year-old that starred for Burnley on loan last season, scoring a total of 19 goals as the Clarets won the championship title. Tella spent 6 years with the Saints after joining the academy from Arsenal as a 17-year-old. He featured 3 times in the championship this season, scoring once, but was left out of the side for Saturday's 2-1 win over Queen's Park Rangers. And now time for us to serve you the results of matches played across Western Europe at the weekend. Let's go to France. In France, Ligue 1 matches were played. Nantes 3, Monaco 3. It was a 6-goal thriller elsewhere. Marseille 2, Brest 0. That was at the Stade Velodrome. It was PSG 2, Le Havre 2, Strasbourg 2, Toulouse 2, Montpellier lost 1-3 to Reims at home. It was Clermont Foot 0, Metz 1. Lorient defeated Leo Lux Metropole by 4-1. Elsewhere, Nice played out a goalless draw against Lyon. Rennes 2, Le Havre 2. And in Germany, the Bundesliga made a return at the weekend. Bayern Munich defeated Augsburg by 3-1. As you're seeing on your screen, Mainz 1, Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Borussia Dortmund 0, Bayer Leverkusen 3, Bochum 1, Borussia Dortmund 1. It was Darmstadt 1, Union Berlin 4, SC Cologne 1, Wolfsburg 2, Heidenheim FC 2, Hoffenheim 3. Freiburg defeated Werder Bremen by 1-0. Leipzig obliterated VfB Stuttgart by 5 goals to 1. In Spain, there will be 2 matches for tonight in the La Liga. Getafe is expected to take on Deportivo Alaves. The match coming up by 6:30. Rayo Vallecano will take on Atletico Madrid by 8:30 later tonight. In other result, at the San Mamés, it was Athletic Bilbao 4, Real Betis 2. Valencia at the Mestalla lost to Osasuna by 1-2. At the El Madrigal. Villarreal lost to Barcelona. It was a 7-goal thriller. It was Villarreal 3, Barcelona 4. And let's tell you, at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, that's the home ground of Sevilla. Sevilla lost 1-2 to Girona. It was Granada 3, Real Mallorca 2. Cadiz won, Almeria won. Celta Vigo lost 0-1 to Real Madrid. Las Palmas 0, Real Sociedad 0. In Italy, there will be 2 matches for tonight. Salernitana is expected to take on Udinese. The match is by 5:30. Cagliari will play Inter Milan by 7:45. In matches are played at the weekend, the Stadio Olimpico, it was Lazio 0, Girona 1, Napoli 2, Sassuolo 0. Fiorentina played out a 2-all draw against Lecce. Juventus at the Stadium della Pai in Turin played out a 1-all draw against Bologna. AC Milan 4, Torino 1, Verona 2, AS Roma 1, Frosinone 2, Atalanta 1, Monza defeated Empoli by 2-1. In England, as we wrap up proceedings here, Newcastle United lost to Liverpool by 1-2. We thought Newcastle United would get the better of Liverpool. It doesn't to be. Newcastle United 1, Liverpool 2. Burnley 1, Aston Villa 3. Aston Villa bouncing back. Sheffield United 1, Manchester City 2. Brighton and Hove Albion lost 1-3 to West Ham United. Arsenal 2, Fulham 2. It was in the London derby, and of course Fulham rallied round and got an equalizer, even with a numerical disadvantage in the match when one of their players got a red card. It was Brentford 1, Crystal Palace 1, Everton 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, and Manchester United bounced back from 2 goals down to defeat Nottingham Forest 3-2, Bournemouth 0, Tottenham Hotspur 2, and Chelsea obliterated Luton Town by 3-0. And those were the results of matches in England in the Premier League. Well, that's the size of the program this morning, Sports Today on ABS TV. Thank you so much for being part of the show. The show will make a return tomorrow for another episode. Until then, have a lovely time playing sports and watching. My name is Ike Nwokedi. Remember, sports is life. It never stops, and so do we. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye now.